بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا بفضلك علما وتعليما إنك على كل شيء قدير. Let's compare the spirit of generosity in Ramadan with the Ramadan culture that many of us may have grown up with or may experience. We see people staying up all night, right? Makes sense to some extent. You want to do ibadah, but that's not usually what people are doing in Ramadan. They're hanging out all night because it means you can have more of the time of the day to eat. We're going to go to restaurants, right? Every night, go to a different restaurant, take somebody out to a different restaurant, hang out, right? Socializing, right? All night's going to be basketball. It's going to be what else? Anything else you're going to be doing? Tons of invites, right? It can be quite a stressful time, Ramadan. Before Ramadan, everyone's going to be spending more money because we're wondering what on earth we're going to cook. So there's a lot of special food that's going to be made, special Ramadan dishes, special, this is part of the culture for many people. So there's nothing wrong with any of these things. Anything that is halal that you do for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whenever you are doing something and you are acting as if this is the last moment in your life, that's totally fine. We see the Prophet ﷺ socializing, we see the Prophet ﷺ dangling his feet in water, we see the Prophet ﷺ joking with people. As long as we know that this is the last moment in your life, or this may well be the last moment in your life, and as long as you are questioning why you're doing something, and you are making sure that this is the best possible thing you could do in the last moment of your life, this is not dunya. You have the right Ramadan culture. The question is, what if you're not thinking like that? What if you're not even asking the question why to begin with? You're saying, well, it's halal, so I'm going to do it. Alhamdulillah, you're asking the question as halal. But are you maximizing your time or are you wasting your time? So you and your wife just got into an argument because your uncle was coming around and your nephews and nieces and some other people coming around, and it's half an hour before Ramadan, before iftar. And you have an argument because she just burnt the chicken. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you always do that. So you're stressed out about Ramadan. You're not really stressed out about Ramadan, you're stressed out about invites in Ramadan. And you had an argument and you said something you shouldn't have said. So you basically broke the fast, meaning you broke the reward of the fast. For what? Oh, because Ramadan, right? Like, what do you mean Ramadan? You mean Quran? You mean fasting? You mean charity? Or do you mean showing off to your relatives? Right? So that's just a vignette, a little snapshot of like where we can totally lose the Ramadan culture, right? And so I'm not speaking against invites. I'm saying why. The believer who is sane always asks the question, why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing what you are doing? Where is your intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How are you turning these very limited seconds of your life that will never ever come back? How are you turning them into good deeds with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How are you turning the finite into the infinite? And so if we look at an example here of Layth ibn Sa'd, one of the great fuqaha of Egypt, right, of the same time as Imam Malik. One of his students, he said, I kept the company of Layth ibn Sa'd for 20 years, and never did he eat lunch or dinner save when he was with others. Meaning, he used food as a social tool. Maybe he went to a restaurant or something equivalent to that. Maybe he spent $1,000 on food. Maybe he did these things, but he didn't do them for himself. He did these as a tool to bring people together, as a tool to spread iman. Your nephew does not pray and does not fast, but you invite them for iftar. They're going to come to eat at least. And at least they're going to be in the company of people who pray. They're going to see you pray Maghrib, see you pray Isha. That's good, right? And you're going to spend time and money making really nice food for them. right? This is now akhirah, this is now intention. But if it's just showing off, or it's just, oh, that's what we do in Ramadan anyway, right? There's no thing in Islam as that's just what we do. That doesn't exist, right? This is the people of the Ahl Rasum, formalities. We just do this because we do it, right? That's not how Islam is. We use socializing, we use food, we use time to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so Ramadan culture is about the needy, number one. Strengthening the faith of others. So we don't socialize for the sake of socializing. We don't eat for the sake of eating. Rather, we do it to strengthen others' faith. Right? Strengthen the faith. If nobody needs to socialize, then we don't need to socialize. If nobody needs this iftar that's going to cost $2,000, then nobody needs to come. We don't need to, that's not something, it's a sort of in itself. But for example, your kids need it. The people of weak iman need it. It gives people good memories of Ramadan, so they keep fasting, they keep praying, etc. Then great, bismillah. Preferring others to oneself when we're breaking our fast, how we do it with our food, etc., is we do it in a way that prefers others to ourselves. We're trying to make sure that we're breaking other people's fasts, right? I'm keen that you use my dates or my water to break your fast. And I'm keen to give all sorts of charity, right? Charity, charity, charity. How can I give in charity? How can I speak in charity? How can I act in a charitable way? Right? So this is the Ramadan culture, right? And for those people who have no Ramadan culture because there's no deen in their life, anything will do. But for those people who have deen in their life, we have to be very, very careful and question why we're doing what we're doing. Very, very important. Is it fitting the goals of the Sharia or is it not? May Allah forgive us all. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.